Andres Bonifacio, the father of the Philippine Revolution, was born on November 30, 1863 in Tondo, Manila. Orphaned early in life, he bore the weight of supporting his younger siblings. His early work as a warehouse clerk gave him insight into the struggles of ordinary Filipinos. He was largely self-educated, drawing inspiration from the writings of Jose Rizal, the French Revolution, and global movements for liberty. Bonifacio's journey was one shaped by hardship but fueled by an unyielding thirst for justice and national dignity.
In 1892, after the dissolution of the reformist Liga Filipina, Bonifacio founded the kataas-taasang, kagalang-galangan na Katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, or better known as the Katipunan, is a secret revolutionary society committed to throwing off Spanish colonial rule. As Supremo, Bonifacio authored the Kartilya ng Katipunan, a primer on the movement's ideals of courage, loyalty, and patriotism. His vision of revolution transcended armed conflict. It embraced the redemption of Filipino spirit and unity as fundamental weapons of resistance.
The Katipunan quickly gathered strength, swelling to an estimated 100,000 members by the time the Spanish authorities uncovered the society in 1896. The revolution was ignited with the symbolic tearing of the cedula or residence certificates, a gesture heard in the historic cries of Kalayaan in places like Balintawak and Pugadlawin. However, internal fractures soon surfaced. Leaders from Cavite, fueled by early military victories and under Emilio Aguinaldo's influence, questioned Bonifacio's authority, sowing seeds of rivalry and discord among the revolutionaries.
The Tejeras Convention on March 22, 1897 intended to unify the revolutionaries by forming a new government, instead turned bitter. Despite presiding, Bonifacio was sidelined as Aguinaldo was elected president. Bonifacio was appointed Director of the Interior, though this was openly contested by figures like Daniel Tirona, who disputed his qualifications. Rejecting the results, Bonifacio declared the proceedings invalid, a direct sign that the revolution's unity was fracturing, dividing brother from brother.
In April 1897, Emilio Aguinaldo's forces arrested Andres and his brother Procopio Bonifacio in Lumbon, Indang, Cavite. They were charged with treason, sedition, and conspiracy against the revolutionary government. Their trial took place at a two-story wooden house in Maragondon, known today as the Bonifacio Trial House, where politics intertwined with betrayal during the court-martial proceedings from April 29 to May 8.
General Mariano Riel presided over the military court, joined by loyalists to Aguinaldo such as Daniel Tirona and Pedro Lipana. Bonifacio entered the courtroom steadfast, though visibly hurt by the unfolding events. Witnesses delivered conflicting testimonies. Some denounced him as a traitor plotting against the revolutionary government. Others testified to his bravery and leadership, yet that outcome was preordained in a climate thick with political fear and rivalry.
Procopio Bonifacio stood by his brother's side, vouching for their steadfast vision of unity and freedom for the Filipino people. Defense counsel Ladislao Diwa urged the court to remember Bonifacio's vital role in sparking the revolution and pleaded for clemency. However, prosecutors portrayed Bonifacio as a threat to the nascent government. On May 8, 1897, Andres and Procopio were convicted and sentenced to death, sealing a tragic chapter in the revolution.
On the morning of May 10, 1897, the Bonifacio brothers were led to Mount Patong, shrouded in heavy rain as if nature mourned their fate. Bound and blindfolded, they faced a firing squad. Andres Bonifacio shouted, "Mabuhay ang kalayaan," with defiant spirit. Despite reports that he survived the initial volley, he was executed by his fellow Filipinos, extinguishing the life of the Supremo who had dared to dream of Filipino freedom.
The Bonifacio brothers were buried in unmarked graves forgotten for years. Their execution revealed the tragic internal strife that plagued the revolution, a movement torn between ideals and political survival. Bonifacio's death became a symbol of the painful cause of freedom, embodying a struggle full of both glorious victories and heart-rending sacrifices.
Today, the Bonifacio Trial House and Mount Nagpatong stand as a solemn reminders of heroes portrayed yet immortalized. For Filipinos, Bonifacio represents not just the fight for independence, but the enduring quest for justice, unity, and nationhood. His courage and vision continue to inspire generations to pursue liberty with integrity and collective strength.
The story of Andres Bonifacio reminds us that revolution is not simply the wielding of arms, but a profound call for integrity and solidarity. Though betrayed by his own comrades, Bonifacio's dream lives on in every Filipino heart, striving for freedom and truth. The Supremo's legacy is a testament to the power of conviction against oppression.